Welcome to the 2018 CFOA Film Study. The subject for this film study are the new rules in the 2018 NFHS Rulebook. There are two significant rule changes for the 2018 high school football season, and we'd like to discuss them in this brief video. We hope that by viewing this instructional video, all players, coaches, and officials will be prepared to successfully implement these changes. The first new rule involves the rule regarding improperly equipped players. Improperly equipped players shall be replaced for at least one down under the new rule. As we all know, just prior to the game, the head coach is responsible for verifying to the referee that all his players are legally equipped and will not use illegal equipment. Should a player subsequently be detected wearing illegal equipment, the previous provisions remain unchanged and result in an unsportsmanlike foul charged to the head coach. And as always, officials will observe all equipment during the warm-up period and work with players and coaches to make any necessary corrections. The penalty for a player with missing or improperly worn legal equipment has changed from a distance penalty against the team to removal of that player for at least one down. This rule change eliminates the previous distance penalty for failure to properly wear legal or required player equipment when the ball is about to become live. The rule change also eliminates Rule 9-9, the prohibition against failure to properly wear required equipment during a down and its associated unsportsmanlike conduct foul, and the 5-yard penalty. Instead, the player is now ineligible to participate for one down. This change places the responsibility for checking the status of player equipment squarely on the shoulders of the player and his teammates. The game official is no longer warning players or asking players to fix their uniforms. Rather, the official who observes a player with missing equipment or wearing legal equipment in an illegal manner simply indicates to the player that he must leave the game for one play. I'm going to leave these new rules up on the screen for about 30 seconds. Feel free to pause and review the language of the new rules and compare them to the old rules. Note that 3-5-10E is a new rule. Subarticle E is an addition to the rule that it requires officials to call an official's timeout for an apparent injury, blood, apparent concussion, and a helmet coming off that is not due to a foul. We now add to that list when player equipment is worn improperly or is missing. If the missing or improperly worn equipment is not directly attributable to play or a foul, the player will be directed to leave the field for one play as soon as the ball becomes dead. If the missing or improperly worn equipment is directly attributable to play or a foul by the opponent, then the official will afford the player an opportunity to fix or repair the equipment as they return to the huddle or to the line of scrimmage and into their team's formation. The official will observe the players to confirm that they fix any problem prior to breaking the huddle or getting into position or the formation at the line of scrimmage. Once the players break the huddle or are in formation at the line of scrimmage and the equipment is missing or worn illegally, the player will be removed for one play without warning. If the repair of any faulty player equipment requires the assistance of a team attendant or delays the ready for play for more than 25 seconds, the head coach may use a timeout to repair the faulty equipment. This is most common when a shoe comes off, a shoulder pad strap comes undone, or a chin strap comes unsnapped. If the repair takes more than 25 seconds and the head coach does not take a charge team timeout, then the player must leave the game for one play. There is no change to this rule or procedure. When missing or improperly worn equipment is detected on a substitute entering the game, the player will not be allowed to participate for one play. The official may declare an official's timeout, so the new substitution does not affect the 25-second play clock. The official's timeout remains until the player is replaced. A new play clock shall be provided and the game clock restarted unless there is an attempt to illegally conserve or consume time by the team whose player was replaced. The second rules change, approved by the NFHS Football Rules Committee, provides another option for teams on fouls committed by the kicking team during free kicks and scrimmage kicks. Now, the receiving team can accept the yardage penalty from the succeeding spot. The previous options remain, but now the receiving team may also accept the result of the play, the succeeding spot, and request that the distance penalty be tacked on. This additional option was approved by the committee in an effort to reduce re-kicks, further minimize risks, and ensure that appropriate penalties are in place for all fouls. The ability to tack on penalty yardage on free kicks and scrimmage kicks will potentially reduce the amount of repeated kicks. The change would allow the receiving team all the previous options, as well as accepting the distance penalty at the end of the down. Here we see the changes made to Rule 10 under Section 4, Basic Spots. Note 1 specifies the option to enforce the penalty at the succeeding spot on a free kick, and Note 2 specifies the same option for a foul by K during a scrimmage kick. Finally, here's a change to the special enforcement rules under Rule 10. As you can see, fouls by K during a free or scrimmage kick have been added to the special enforcement rule. Now let's look at a few examples of when this new rule would be applicable. The team in white is in a scrimmage kick formation. All three players on the right side of the center are off the line of scrimmage, and therefore this is an illegal formation. An illegal formation foul is a live ball foul, so the play will be allowed to continue. Note that the ball is kicked from the K 15-yard line. The ball is declared dead at the R 41. R now has the option of taking the ball 1st and 10 at its own 46-yard line or forcing K to re-kick the ball from their 10-yard line. This next play involves a free kick. K will attempt an onside kick from the K35, which will go out of bounds untouched by R at the K46-yard line. R has the option of taking the ball 1st and 10 at the K41 or having K re-kick from the K30. There was another minor change by the committee, and that is to change the signal for free kick infractions other than encroachment of the neutral zone. The signal is changed from the encroachment signal number 18 to signal 19, which is used for false starts and illegal formations. Signal 19 will now be used for illegal pop-up kicks, a K player who does not kick the ball being more than 5 yards behind the restraining line, and less than 4 K players on each side of the kicker at the time the ball was kicked.